Hmm. Okay, I think we are ready. It's time, and I'm ready. Alan Park is ready, and
Jamie is ready.
And Sakura is ready.
yes,
The real Sakura.
yes. Welcome everybody for join. Welcome to our 2024 third virtual coffee break by AIX.
Yes.
So, yeah, for many of you already know today's topic will be Sakura. Yeah. So I mean, our poster we didn't include Sakura there. Just we didn't want to like spoil anybody's, expecting. Fun. So we have our special guest Sakura Kinjo. She is our AX manager, and I myself is Alan Park, and I'm the head of marketing today. I will host and present today's content
And I'm Jamie. I'm a client success manager in AIX.
So, like, I am glad that you guys couldn't make it for today. Jamie, can you tell us like how many and how various we our
Our participants today.
are? Yeah.
Oh, we have a lot, and we're very happy to welcome you guys. We have, let me see. We have from Poland, from Spain, Russia, Korea, Greece, United Kingdom, Serbia, United States, UK, France, Lithuania, Belarus,
Yep.
Cyprus, Vietnam, Belgium, Canada, Macedonia, Germany, Thailand, Sweden, India, and Cyprus and Ukraine as well. Wow, welcome
Yeah.
guys.
So yeah, please shake your hands if you will to the world if you may. Yep. So once again, I want to welcome everybody, and then you know before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that today's session will be recorded and will be uploaded on YouTube by tomorrow by latest. So please be mindful of that. And shall we begin?
Yes.
So for those of you who are not fully fluent in English, you may turn on the Google Translation caption feature. So turn on the captions from the Google Meet and click the right click on the caption area, usually the bottom side. So it will, help you translate to your setup language, English to whatever that is. Yep. And then, you probably are used to using Google Meet already, but for those of you who may not be used to how to leave Q&A questions, you can click on the activities button on the Google Meet and then choose a Q&A to leave questions, or you can simply just leave chats of the meet. And I also noticed that we've already had the questions received prior to this meeting. Yeah, so thanks thanks for the participant who left the questions, and we will get to the answers to the questions by the end of this session. So be ready for that. And for those of you who may have questions after during the session, you can just simply leave your questions on the Q&A or just leave the chat and comments.
Yes.
Okay. So this is our agendas today. So as our title says, we really want to touch on the stereotype of the Japanese culture or the creatives. Does the Japanese people really like Sakura? I mean, we have Sakura sitting here, and yeah. So we will, touch on that, and then we'll talk about, how it's used in the multimedia and the app stores and in the ads and the products. And we will also talk about the next seasonal issues in Japan. So, the Sakura will bloom in about a week in Tokyo, but soon it's going to be over. So us marketers need to be prepared for what's coming after that. So we will also try to touch on that as well. So please stay tuned. So to start with, I want to ask you guys, what's your national flower?
Feel free to type in the comments.
So myself, I'm from South Korea, and our nation's flower is Rose of Sharon. It looks like this. And How about you,
And,
Jamie?
Yeah, I'm from the Philippines, and our national flower is sampaguita. It's very fragrant flower, kind of like size of sakura as well.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, and I just put tulip in there. It's just one of my favorite flower. And as many of you already know, that's national flower of Netherlands. So, I guess you guys can guess what's the next question. Sakura, is it really the national flower of Japan? I mean, I think what it, I mean, to me, it's an obvious yes, but I wanted to ask this question to Sakura, a
Well,
native Japanese person. What do you
well,
say?
The answer is yes and no.
Mhm.
Yes and no. Wow, that's I don't I don't know how to accept it, but let's find out what she meant by that. So apparently, there's no government official national flowers in Japan.
Mhm.
So technically, sakura isn't a national flower of Japan. But the thing is, the people love sakura so much. There was a survey, that asked, do you like sakura or not? 98% said they like it. So it is widely accepted as their representative flower. And another, famous flower of Japan is chrysanthemum, which is the Japanese emperor's family flower. So they are very proud of it. And then they are using it on their Japanese passport. Yep. So let's talk a little bit more about Sakura's fame in Japan. So we've researched various surveys in Japan around Sakura in the spring, and we found out that at least 75% of Japanese people will go to the flower scene, Sakura scene this year, and 78% said they think of Sakura very first when they try to think of spring. And then 80% said they like, Sakura just because and they can feel the season. So, we can also infer that, the Japanese people like the spring as their, season. Maybe it's because they get to see Sakura during the season, but, we will find more about, the stories behind Sakura from here on. So,
Yes.
Sensei, please,
Okay.
enlighten us with some, Sakura history.
Yes, I will explain the Sakura viewing history.
Mhm.
So the first Sakura viewing was recorded in 812,
Mhm.
and it became an annual event hosted by emperor
Oh.
in the imperial court.
Yeah, so that's like 1,200 years ago,
Mm.
and there was still sakura, and then people still liked seeing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then in 1594, Sakura viewing festival went for 5 days straight, and 5,000 influential people gathered.
Yeah. So we just said influential people there, but you can think of like the heads of the country, the religious fathers and political heads of the and then dominant families of the federalism. And so they 5,000 of them were gathered just around in Tokyo. So imagine how many more people could actually gather just for that Sakura Scene Festival. So we get to find out that it's really historical uh, in Japan, and some more notes from history.
Yes. So the Yoshimune Tokugawa was he planted sakura tree around Tokyo area to bring more visitors to the town.
Mhm.
And then he lifted the falconry ban and planted sakura tree around popular spots of falconry.
Yeah. So just a little note about what falconry is. It's hunting, a type of hunting that you hunt animals with your falcon. So falcon is your pet. That's pretty cool, I think. So it used to be banned before Yoshimune Tokugawa in terms of like we should value animal life, but he lifted the ban and just and then planted the sakuras for the famous spots and
And then so they start to sell
Mhm.
the beer and also the bento boxes
Mhm.
for the visitors, and then it became some kind of leisure for them
Mhm.
and start gather for Sakura and have a picnic.
Yeah.
Lunch.
So that really, has been helping. Well, so like, Sakura Sing really, helped the Japanese, economy back then.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So even before Sakura already used to convert people to buying or gaining more profit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did you have a note on the faculty? I think I saw some notification.
Falcons were used for retrieval during hunt.
Mm.
Like hounds are. Oh.
Yeah, that's some extra, note for the faculty. Thanks for that, Marina. Yeah. So I guess, it was a big deal. And, there are, a lot of falcons and even now in Japan, but, obviously there are not many people who are hunting with falcons. But anyway, that really helped along with the Sakura. And the economic revamping with the Sakura Sing still continues even till 21st century. So after the pandemic, during the pandemic, obviously, not many people were allowed to go outside. Obviously, no Sakura Sing. So after the pandemic was over, now finally people got to go outside and gather under the sakura trees after like 3 years. And Bloomberg assumed that the economic gain from that itself, was calculated as 4.7 billion US dollar. So that's a lot of economic effect that the sakura has. So we can really say that sakura does help Japanese economy revamp. So all these videos and photos were taken by me. Yay, sorry. Yeah, it's around the Nakameguro of Tokyo, and I just wanted to share that it's pretty. So why Japanese people really like sakura? The answer is yes.
Yes.
And why? Well, there are a lot of like historical aspects and stuff, but back in like 1212, why people thought of sitting under the sakura trees? Probably it's just because it's pretty, right? Yeah, but that the flower and the trees been very closely related to the Japanese culture. So now it's popularly used not just in the marketing but also in the multimedia creatives constants. So I want to dive into some of those notes. Yeah, so let me talk a little bit about Japanese animes and the sakura adaptations of within the multimedia. So one of the favorite or the popular theme is called Shinseikatsu. It can be translated into a new living or new style of living. It's because that the timing of the sakura is blooming season. It usually blooms in April, and that's when usually the Japanese new school year starts and new business year starts too. So like when people find a new job, that's usually starts in April.
Mhm.
And if you go to a new school, if you go to the next grade, it all starts in April. So when sakura blooms, people understand that, that's when their new style of living, new life really starts. So like we can often find first episode of an anime would start with, going to the school under the sakura trees, just like these examples here. And another theme you can easily find around sakura and animes is shumaku, can be translated into ending. So it kind of goes back to the historical aspect of the sakura because Japanese people really like gathering under the sakura trees and eat bentos, the lunch boxes together, and have a light drink there with their friends, lovers, and families. So like, or even the colleagues of your company. I think AIX will go for sakura sing this year.
Looking for it. I
Yeah.
really love anime.
Yeah. So there is a nearby park that's quite popular for the Sakura thing. So we're thinking of it anyway. So it is common to have a very last episode of an anime series with all the star characters gathering around the Sakura, and then directing the happy ending of it. Yeah. Another interesting note will be Sakura is usually used to emphasize the Hatsukoi. It's the first love. Yeah. It's an interesting topic, isn't it? So just as you can see from the examples on the left, it's very dramatic and emotional. And the pink, it makes the female characters really pretty. So it also captures the moment when the male characters fall in love with this, female characters. And it really, maximizes the effect of the romance atmosphere. And but another interesting aspect of that is that Sakura is beautiful, and Sakura petal falling around you is just makes the scene extra dramatic and lovely. But another another characteristic of Sakura is that it blooms only for the short time, right? So it usually gets related to the idea of becoming temporary and short. That's what usually is for the first love. Well, if it works out for you, I'm very happy. But it wasn't for my case, sadly. So I can really relate to this Sakura theme.
Oh, somebody said that it's their favorite.
Yeah, 5 centimeter per second. Yeah, it was one of my very first anime movie that I got to watch when I was in middle school. Yeah, the 5 centimeter per second is the speed of the Sakura petal falling on the ground. So that movie, made me cry actually. So very, it does convey the very, theme of the very, condescending, sense. But that makes the love beautiful. So that all the love theme, gets extra emphasized when it comes to the movie with Sakura. So the April story, well, the movie title already spoils. April story. It's gotta be about something, something with Sakura, right? But the female character moves to Tokyo from Hokkaido for her, college. So it does convey the idea of Shinseikatsu, and it also has the love story in there, like the difference between Hokkaido and Tokyo life, and then the characteristics and what's common and what's not. So there's that conflict over there, and so that's emphasized in Isshin no Koi, temporary love, instant love. So there's the lightning tree on the right. It's also known as the Romeo and Juliet in Japan. So yeah, with that being said, you guys can already guess that is their love is not gonna be completed, right? It's not gonna end in the happy ending. But anyway, that makes the story beautiful. So there are these elements that's popularly used in the Japanese culture around the Sakura and spring. So this is just the summary. So the new style of living, we will continually go back to this theme throughout today's session. But is popularly used in the multimedia, and the happy ending scene usually comes with Sakura within the series, and the first love or love that is shortly over are another popular themes in the Japanese multimedia. Yes.
Yes. My parents named me Sakura, but it was very hated to name a person Sakura, because that that means this person's life ends shortly.
Okay.
So
what was your parents thinking?
oh
Yeah, sorry for my straightforward
That's a
question.
very lovely name.
Yeah, it is a lovely name. I do agree, but with that being said, if the parents already understood, Sakura may convey the meaning of short living.
yeah,
But
it was told long time ago.
okay,
But
long time as in 1,000 years ago, maybe. Okay, that makes me kind of
yeah.
Mm.
Right
Feel
now
good.
it's a popular name.
Okay. So how do you like it?
Yeah,
Being
I
a Sakura.
I really like it, and then feel
I feel the hesitant though.
yeah, it's
Okay.
very convenient name that everybody knows.
Yes.
Okay. Have you
Everybody loves to.
yeah have you met other Sakuras in your life?
Yeah, I have 3 Sakura friends.
Oh,
Okay.
and I used to teach children too, and like maybe thousands of them.
Oh.
There's always children.
Can you like
named Sakura.
should you have like a number of Sakuras in
Oh,
your class, like Sakura 1s and 2?
yeah.
Would be too much for them,
Yeah, that would
I think,
be
you know,
convenient.
but it's gonna break the children's heart. Okay.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, this is how the Japanese people adapt to Sakura in their culture. So let's find out how it is adapted in the App Store. This is probably what most of you wanted to hear. So as you could easily assume, the Japanese people love Sakura, and then they are very sensitive to that season. So a lot of the apps adapt to the themes of Sakura. So design-wise, it's most popular to use the sakura petals instead of the entire trees or the branches, along with the color of pastel pink. But do remember that they never forget to maintain most of their brand identity,
Mhm.
so that the users still may recognize it as it's the service, but just a little bit of spice with the sakura falling petal.
Enough to differentiate their
Yes.
items. Mm.
So that's the subtle way of doing it, but I think it's still worth of trying to have some sakura elements during this season, because it really makes your icon stand out. Yeah. But sometimes as Kunosi app does, other spring related elements are very welcome to use along Sakura. So like there's this small bird, and the branches of the trees are used. Some more examples in the icons. So again, Sakura petals along with the brand colors and the identities. And interestingly, there is this app called Zaran. It's a travel agency in Japan, and they use this sakura trees. So we can infer that they wanted to like suggest that it's a pathway to into the tree, since that's the travel agency. But so that, like, we're not trying to say that you can only use the sakura petal in your icon, but feel free with play with the sakura elements like branches, trees, and the petals, and maybe you can create some smooth like gentle breeze that make the petals blow, just like this air app did. So in the for the games, we can suggest this kind of examples here: Pokemon Go, Taiko no Tatsujin, Cooking Mom, and yeah. So again, the identities, brand identities remain the same, just a little bit of spice of the sakura petals and the flowers of it. But you can also notice that there are not as many examples as the non-game icons. If we can make us I guess guess here is that the games are usually they usually have distinct like worldview or concept. Maybe it's in the Western land, or it's in like in fantasy land where like Sakura would be like out of the picture. So they value the concept of the game, the identity more. I think so. There are it's usually the casual games who that are most likely to adapt the Sakura, but not just the Sakura, but overall seasonal issues. Yeah. So I think it's important to play with the context. So Sakura here also gave me a note that the cooking mom, the food she's holding here, what's it called again?
Oshiruko.
What's it made of?
It's red beans, and
Mm.
it's sweet.
Okay.
And it's usually eaten during the spring season when you go to like sakura viewing.
Yeah, so we can say that we can easily notice that she usually has the curry, and now she has the oshiruko in the icon.
And the Sumikugurashi too is a farming game, so I think it really fits their genre
Mhm.
to like to make an effort to change their icon into Sakura theme. And I really like that they put another character too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's
like
the
they're
family.
yes,
It's
the
not.
togetherness
Yeah, you're going to see the Sakura
together.
together.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be kind of sad to go for the Sakura
That's
saying
true.
yourself. Yeah, let's not mention that. Yeah, so some screenshot of adaptation, not as many of them could be found compared to the icon in number wise, but again, petals, more of the swarming petals through gentle breeze. But for our magazine app like this, has the like March volume that already has the Sakura theme in the magazine. So like they just put it on the first screenshot. So obviously, if your app is very sensitive to seasonal issues, just like magazines or news, is more likely to use the Sakura themed screenshots. And we have this Ikoka app. This is kind of like a Apple Pay kind of app
Mhm.
for your transportation card. It is offering some points offer through the app, and that's for that shinseikatsu. You're encouraging your new life in for your maybe new job and new schools.
Supporting.
Yep. So it's kind of look like it's a a banner on digital ad, but this is actually the screenshot that I could find. And more interestingly, we could find a lot of in-app events for the education, travel, news, and music category. We can easily find out that the common theme of these in-app events was themed with encouraging your new life. Yeah, kind of going back to the Ikoka app's first screenshot. What they do instead of putting it on their screenshot is to offer an in-app event like this. Yeah, design wise, pastel pink are popularly used. Fonts are usually round, is to just give the mild and a lovely feel to that. And as you can see from the KK Day, it is a news app, and it remained brand color mostly, but just use the this kanji. It means spring there. But it still used the pink and the sakura flower there. And other events examples from design and photo video categories. So except CapCut, which can be a little bit more toward like utility wise, and that's focusing on encouraging your new life, style, and then like maybe it's business life. But for the photo designs and the video wise, they are promoting their new Sakura and spring templates. So these things kind of relate to they can be very supportive
Mhm.
for the times when you go on the Sakura scene festivals with your friends and couples. Yeah. For the games, more likely the entertainment part, SNS and the books and the lifestyle. What they do is introducing their new in-game items and maybe characters with the Sakura theme.
Mhm. The tsum looks like the dessert that Sakura mentioned
Yeah.
earlier.
Sakura mochi
Yeah.
is rice cake.
Yeah.
It's really
So if your game has the context that can the users may easily relate to the seasonal issues, you guys are it's very advisable to try that in Japan. And Lemonade here, is the platform where people usually come in and share like life hacks and the good informations and sale informations. It's the main theme again is the increasing your new life. And for our cartoon app, Picoma is promoting new season of the cartoon app. So new season, new life with and then Sakura themed characters or templates. Those two are main I guess themes that you can find in the event summary. And the last example here is Japan's dating app. So you can easily guess it's a couple there. So in or under the Sakura tree. So in summary, it's the new life, new season, and spring exclusive, along with the color of pink and the Sakura petals, and with brand that says remaining. Category wise, as many of you can easily assume, the I when I did research the top 50 apps of each category and then counted the icon screenshots in in-app events that are using the Sakura theme. I could find 5 of them under photo and video category, and then 4 from SNS and travel. So we can say that the app services that are more closely related to Sakura viewing, like you want to take a pretty photo, you want to find out where is the good Sakura viewing place in Japan, and you want to share the Sakura viewing event on your SNS. I think that's why we can find the most apps adapting Sakura in these categories. Yep. So just as in multimedia, Sakura is often related to New Start and encouraging your new lifestyle in the app stores. And design-wise, pink, round phones, and the Sakura petals are the most popular themes. Category-wise, photo and travel SNS are the most popular categories with the Sakura themes. Okay, I'm kind of rushing through my part so that these our colleagues can also get to show
Yes.
what they looked for.
And we'll also have the Q&A later.
So
Let's do it. So now let's look into the Sakura in ads and products. So it's really interesting how much the brands in Japan really put effort into their products during this season.
let's find out.
Yes. So the Sakura themed products are so popular that the groceries and stores actually put up like a special area in their store just to, cater into this products like pink products and like a Sakura themed packaging as well. And also, it was shown in the survey that half or more than half of people are getting enticed to buy this product just because they saw that it's a seasonal theme.
Okay.
And yeah, another reason for that is that most people do go to Hanami and they like buying this stuff to bring during their Sakura viewing, yes, on their picnic. So this picture on the left side is actually my photo from my picnic from years ago, and we had fun.
I can see.
Yes, everyone just like went crazy in the grocery or the convenience to get the Sakura themed item. We also have Sakura themed mats as well, and I made those like Sakura maki.
Yeah.
Yes, color scheme.
So almost everything with Sakura.
Yes, and the other photo they have the donuts and drinks that is Sakura themed as well.
Okay.
Yes, it's a thing. It's a trend.
Yeah.
And to share the product adaptations that are made in Japan, these are just few, and there's actually a lot more than these photos. I don't want to share, like, for example, the Mr. Donuts, they do make Sakura themed donuts. It's kind of so cute, like also shaped as a flower. And of course, Starbucks is there always on point with their design. And they even do like 3 waves of release of their tumblers, Sakura themed tumblers, because it's so popular.
Okay.
And who would have thought that Domino's can also put Sakura in their items?
Flower pizza. Just like one step forward from pineapple pizza.
Oh.
Well, anyway, let's not get into that discussion.
So yeah, they have the Sakura cheese balls.
Okay.
Interesting. And of course the other products as well. And just to observe this one. So as for the fonts on their banners, they usually use the Tegaki mochi or handwriting. So I think it really shows the personal touch. So it's like very emotional and dramatic.
Yeah.
And also to match with that to match with that font is also the round Gothic and Mincho, so also incorporating like soft features. And along with the shades of pink, they use sky blue as well to portray the sky.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's find out some more examples.
Yes, in OOH and banners, too much Sakura is not a thing in Japan. So I think the more petals you have in your ads, the better. So this was the photos on the left are from different main stations in around Japan.
Mhm.
So they hijacked the
Yeah.
stations. And there's also a photo with even inside the train station, the windows get decorated with sakura petals, and
Yeah.
there's an ad just getting splashed by by sakura on her
Yeah,
face.
and she looks happy. I
Yes,
guess. Yeah.
and getting bathed in sakura as well. And the other photo there is a newspaper ad. So it's a whole newspaper. One
Yes.
sheet is just the sakura. So yeah, you can say that the more sakura in your ads, I think you can
Can
catch
catch.
more attention.
Good.
Yes, and also more posters. I'm not sure why it's not loading there, but yeah, the photos that we have here, they mainly have the Shinsei Katsu or starting new life themes. So in those ads, they usually incorporate new employees and also students as well in the images. And also they point out the spring exclusive items. So they have this very instance or this
Yes.
season only
Yeah.
items.
So we did mention that, Sakura being very short, uh, can be related to short love, but in the marketing, they relate it to the exclusiveness and very, it is very limited item, so it's more valued. So like, Japanese people love Sakura, and then usually when it's exclusive and very limited item, the consumers want to buy it. So it's like doubling or even tripling the consumer motivation in Japan.
Yes. And also just to share, even on websites, they do make an effort to incorporate the theme as well. And the fonts they usually use is the same as the banners. So the more of the handwriting style and more like, you
Hmm.
know, personal touch kind of theme.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, there's a sound. But anyway, so there are also other marketing user experience that it's kind of like becoming a trend in Japan.
Mhm.
And it has been since a long time, but we've been seeing more a lot this year,
Yeah.
I think. So as for example, the one on the leftmost is from McDonald's. So if you click the hashtag that they have, you'll see the sakura petals moving. I don't know how they made that through Twitter, but I think it's very, genius. And also we have the line chat that they do every year. They do, it's for everyone.
Mhm.
So when it's time the sakura bloom, they also put this polling sakura petals in the chat. And also we have in the Tokyo station. So they had this event, and to be able to enter the event, you have to buy some products. So it's really good marketing too. And the event is just you sit down there and they splash you with sakura petals.
And you still have to pay and buy products.
Yes,
Okay.
and on your images as well, there's the ads behind, so extra exposure for the brand. And also the last one is the Sakura AR. So in the receipt of every Sakura drink that you buy, there's a QR code, and if you scan it, you'll be able to have an AR like this. I think you can play it here. Yes.
Okay.
Just to share.
Fun examples.
Yes. And yeah, just to summarize, they do the ads usually have this handwriting font to emphasize the emotional romantic atmosphere of sakura. And there's no such thing as too much sakura. The more sakura you have, is the catchier it gets. And as for the themes, the common themes are, of course, the starting new life and spring exclusive. So emphasizing its rarity. All right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Yeah, one final notes that I want to make about Sakura adaptation and products and even apps is that Sakura adapted products are usually related to Sakura viewing events. Food, drink are most popular, and that's another reason I also mentioned this point. But photo, video, and SNS apps have the most Sakura adaptation, probably because they are directly related to be used during the Sakura viewing. And so in conclusion, we can say that it's not just about adding Sakura in your creatives. It's more about emphasizing the relevancy and the usefulness of your services during this, very valued season. Yeah, remember the new living theme? It's just the right timing along with Sakura, but even you're using the Sakura, it's not really about the prettiness or the beauty of the Sakura, but it's more for the target users in their usage of the service. Yeah, so let's finalize our session with how then we can apply to the findings that we earned from looking at the Sakura adaptation in the next seasonal issues in Japan. So first thing I want to show you is this Coca-Cola example. So we've touched on Sakura, and for the summer we got the fireworks, and for the autumn we have the maple foliage, and during the winter obviously we got the Christmas and stuff. So this one example can easily tell you that the Japanese creatives follow the seasonal issues and is quite sensitive. The entire country is very sensitive to that. And the next big issue is the Golden Week. Have you guys heard of the thing Golden Week in Japan?
Why is it gold?
Well, if you start working at a company, you value your, please, yeah, don't listen to this, my managers. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, the day offs are golden when you work. Everybody needs break in once in a while. And this week, Golden Week, usually from the end of April to the beginning of May, one can have the longest break in the year. So like combining Showa Day, Constitution Day, Greenery Day, and Children's Day, and plus with your some paid breaks, you get to have 10 days straight day offs. So this sounds pretty golden. So during this season, obviously, people go for the trips, travels, and go find out to buy some of the products they want to enjoy their breaks. So the advertisers usually want to, make a use of it. So the Golden Week creative themes in Japan is usually the GW, the abbreviation of Golden Week. And nobody wants to type in that many alphabets when they want to mention it so much. So that's the GW there. And then the famous popular color is gold, yellow, and red. And it's very simple. And it usually has the borderline. And it sometimes is used as the glittering. It's gold. So the keywords used together: special, sale, event, vacations. Some a thorough creative banners. So as you can see, it's very stuffed with information. That's another characteristic of the Japanese creatives. They want to put in as many information there. So we are offering a lot by very cheap price. So another important thing is that it comes with the blah blah festival, blah blah sign. So if you can easily go with sale festival or Thanksgiving festival and things like that. Yeah. From Golden Week, next important seasonal issue will be the July the 7th. It's called in Tabata. It it goes to the Chinese mythology. It stars the Altair and Vega and their love story. So it's known that the July the 7th is the only day they are allowed to meet across the Milky Way. So people celebrate the love and the making handicrafts each other, and make a wish with the short bamboo with this small cart.
Mm.
What kind of wish did you make, Sakura, last year?
Oh,
If you can share. If not, if you cannot, that's
Well-
fine. But did you make a wish?
yes, I think so. I
Okay.
remember I put, I want to meet somebody nice.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Wish for
love
love.
wish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can notice that the phones can be usually thinner because we are using bamboo trees to put on the wish cards on them. And the color is usually the blue and the white to show the Milky Ways and the space, as you can see also here. So since it's the Chinese mythology, oriented, we can see the Mickeys and Minnies in the Chinese costumes and in these creatives. But Tinder didn't really, care about it. I don't know why, but the person out here is wearing kimono anyway. But that's some examples of how the July the 7th. Next is the Obon Yasumi. It's usually in the August, so probably right after the July the 7th. And Obon is known as a day that's when your ancestors come down on Earth and then enjoy one day. So you get to kind of dance with your ancestors. So the Japanese people usually wear the traditional wares because you're meeting your ancestors. So, and the most important part is the firework of the festivals during the Obon season. So the festival usually go up to like late at night, and then they get to see the fireworks. So you can easily see the creatives with the fireworks theme. So in summer, there's the fan, fireworks, and we got this cucumber and the eggplant with, the chopstick legs. And Sakura, can you tell me what they
Yes.
stand for?
This is a right for the ancestors to go back their home.
A
Yeah.
ride.
All right.
Right.
So it's their Mercedes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mercedes.
Yeah. So I guess,
Why not?
the cucumber and eggplant, I guess they were valuable ones. So,
Why not?
so the cure is used together in summer, festival, and vacation. Yeah, and some more examples of the creatives. We got McDonald's fries with the fireworks, and yep. So we added Halloween, and also after this is Christmas. Just to let you guys know that the Japanese people also not just celebrating the Asian type of seasons, but also some popular seasonal issues from the Western cultures. One is Halloween, and Japanese people, especially our office is in Shibuya, and Halloween on Shibuya is kind of crazy, and a lot of young generations would wear costumes and go out on the street and then enjoy their youth during this night. So yep, the themes are common to the Western themes: spooky pumpkins and the costumes, purple and orange, and candies for the trick or treats. Yes. Lastly, it's the Christmas. Again, just like Halloween, is share the common grounds with the Western cultures. But one thing that I can stress out is that Christmas in Japan is usually considered as a holiday to celebrate with your lover as a couple. But I studied in America for a while back then, and then it usually was for the family event rather than a couple. So I just kind of thought that was an interesting difference. So yeah, common Santa Claus, the big star, and the green and red, and yeah, the Japanese people are used to eating fried chicken and strawberry shortcake during Christmas season. Yeah, and sharing gifts is definitely a popular thing. So it can easily motivate consumers to buy stuff. Okay, so we kind of try to push through the next seasonal issues of the Japan. So please feel free to leave questions on the chat or the Q&A part. And as
We got some questions already.
yeah. So before we get into that, I want to use this time to answer to the questions that I got from actually Marina, the bird question. So the health and mental best cases of screenshots, I can definitely share some of them because in January we actually did a webinar on the health and fitness apps in Japan. So I can definitely share the presentation I did and the recording of the session. But what I can tell you here is that from the research that I did in January, I noticed that the Japanese people are more, they prefer achieving the goals. So like the screenshots usually use the numbers. So like you lose like 5 kilograms in like 7 days. And another important thing here in using the numbers is that instead of saying like 30 days or 40 something days or even like 15 days, it feels like we found out that the Japanese made apps used more short-term period. So like easily achievable goals was a very important theme to keep in the screenshots. And you also mentioned about the importance of kawaii, the cuteness in the Japanese cultures. Yeah, it is, as as you can already guess, that the Japanese people really prefer to the Japanese style animation as creatives. But as I mentioned throughout today's session, just adding an anime style characters or element in your creatives not necessarily would guarantee an increase or a better performance in Japan. More importantly is the context. Or does it work overall within your brand identity and your service, and what's the target, who's using it? So I think it's important to remember that, and where to look for the fonts. We've actually made a list of it, a list of the font websites that you can find. But our mainly go-to websites is actually Google and Adobe free fonts. But there are some local websites that I can share, which I will share after the session. And the direction of the captions can impact conversion, left to right, right to left, top to bottom. It may, if the former position would be in a weird position, or if the line breaks of the text is kind of weird, it may help. But I think it kind of goes back to the idea of mentioning like 7 days instead of 30 in your text of health and mental apps. It's the message, I think, that counts more. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, in the beginning of this session, it'll be recorded and then put on the YouTube, so you are welcome to share it with your design. Okay. Next question is what's the best character type to use on Sakura assets for games? Okay, so best character type would be, I guess, design-wise, if it's like pink, if it has like maybe pink hair or the pink costume, it might work with other Sakura elements on that. But it really depends on what kind of games or the brand identity that you have. So yeah, so Julia, if you can send us an email with a little bit more of an explanation of your game, we may give you further suggestions for that. Okay. And last love, and we have a question that I was doing a research on the topic of Japanese and Asian creatives, and there's a large number of mascots. Yeah. For having products, is it active to use mascots to master holidays, or is it not so? It's actually common. It's actually, a mascot is very interesting idea, actually. There are how many prefectures in Japan?
47.
There are 47 territorial prefectures in Japan, and every single prefecture has a mascot.
Yes.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite is
Mine's Kumamon.
Oh, Kumamon's cute.
Yeah, there's a prefecture called Kumamoto, and it means it's like bears
Yeah,
hill.
the black bear.
Yeah, and the mascot is the black bear, and yeah. So my favorite is Chiba-kun.
Yeah.
The Chiba prefecture's
okay.
mascot is Chiba. It's a dog type, and how they made the mascot is they drew the line of their prefecture on a map, and then they put it into the dog. So yeah, it is a thing. So if you have enough resource and the design team that's capable of making a mascot, you're welcome to use it, and you're welcome to use it not just for the seasonal issues. Throughout your brand, you can use it. Yeah.
I noticed in brands here as well. In my country, it's usual that the brand collaborates with an actor or a singer, but in Japan, they collaborate with a character, with a mascot. It's
Yeah.
kind of like quite unique trait of Japan. So I would say it really works in Japan. And
Yep. And yes, Gabriel, you're on the right point. So
or is it just me?
the Japan is the Japan. It's not just you. It's Japan. Japan has a lot of information on their screenshots, or not just screenshot, or just on creatives in general. So I can share, some articles that I wrote before comparing the Japanese screenshots and the Korean screenshots. It's the same game, Genshin, and the Japanese screenshot would have more pictures, more characters, and more text, while Korean screenshot will be very simple, straightforward, catchphrase on the screenshot. And as you could tell from the, Golden Week, banner examples from today's session, they are, they are using a whole lot of, text.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would think, isn't it, distracting? But I guess not. I think it works. I guess, Japanese people don't find a problem to, really, stop the scrolling and then to get the information and then what's the merit that they can get out of.
It
Yes.
works in Japan.
I wrote some articles about how Japanese understands and consume the information, and we are very used to get surrounded by very lots of information and also the advertisement or OH at the station,
Mhm.
lots of information. So we are capable to consume lots of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not game specific. It is uh, across all genres.
Hmm.
The question. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So. Mhm.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Oh, could you please share the articles you wrote about
Oh, yeah,
Japanese
of course.
specific
Yes.
information? Yes, of course. We will share it to you. And also, yeah, we have this website called AI Exposed.
Yeah.
So we'll share it to you on
Yeah.
the email as well.
And on Expos, and you can check out those articles, and you can check the advance notice for the April and May copy breaks. We will, spend, two, consecutive, months on the mobile game marketings in Japan. So in April, we'll focus on marketing info and UAA. So, and in May, SNS influencers and branding, overall strategy, pre-launching and after launch, several months after the launch. So if you are part of the game industry, you guys can come. And if you're not still interested in the Japan, marketing, concepts, you guys are also welcome to join.
Oh, we have one more question.
Yep.
What is the public opinion in Japan on using AI or TTS in videos, especially in gaming advertisement? I'm curious because in some countries, these ads have negative feedback from gamers.
Okay, these are very good questions and timely, and it's not as negative, you can say, because as you guys already know that the Japanese people are very very used to watching the VTubers and the virtual character YouTubers, and they often and well most of them use their own voices, but sometimes they use the TTS voices, and their character designs are usually made of AIs sometimes, and so it's as long as you have your unique content, as long as it's so blatant that it's made of AI and there's not much thought behind, it is very possible to use AI content and TTS.
Okay. So.
Yep.
So if. Mhm.
We will definitely talk more about those stuff while we talk about the gamings in the coming months. And so please, leave us emails through this email address on the screen, and we will share the Japan marketing calendar of 2024. So yeah, so we've noted all our participants who asked questions. We will share this Japan marketing calendar, so you can check out them throughout in 2024. And then so just leave us any questions even after the session. We are very willing to help you guys, and we are also willing to provide you with the free ASA audit, and if you may desire. So yeah, this is who we are. This is where we are located. So yeah, please contact us for further questions and further discussions even about the Japan and Asian markets. And yeah, definitely we will share this presentation and along with the recorded video tomorrow. Okay, so I think this is time, and yeah, I hope to see you guys again next month for this virtual coffee break.
Yay.
Hope you guys have a great day, and yep, thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining. See you next month. Nice. Thank you for the hearts and the claps. Yay.